made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
The royal power struggle between Prince William and Harry and Meghan has officially entered a brutal new phase as the last remaining boundaries of family loyalty have finally been shattered. Faced with a public that has turned its back on her, and a cold, irreversible rejection from her brother-in-law Meghan did not hesitate to devise a dark scheme aimed at destroying the reputation of the future king. Armed with secret documents riddled with deception and released from the shadows, Meghan became determined to drag William into a shocking mental health scandal, exploiting the very suffering and illness within the royal family as a weapon in her media campaign. This disgraceful smear tactic not only ignited fury throughout the palace, but also triggered an intensive technological investigation designed to expose the true face of the mastermind behind it. How will William expose this elaborate deception and protect the throne in the face of mounting public scrutiny? The final verdict delivered at the expanded royal family meeting will determine the tragic fate awaiting the one who dared to challenge the crown. The relationship between the American public and the Sussexes has recently reached a major negative turning point. Progressive and liberal audiences in the United States, once the couple's strongest and most reliable media supporters, have now become completely exhausted with them. They have begun openly criticizing the glaring contradictions in Harry and Meghan's lifestyle. The public can no longer accept that on one hand, the couple constantly claims they wanted to escape the spotlight to live a quiet and private life, while on the other hand, they have spent the past 6 years relentlessly commercializing their personal lives without the slightest sign of slowing down. This wave of public rejection has grown so widespread that even the Invictus Games, long regarded as the strongest shield protecting Harry's credibility and core reputation, is now facing opposition from veterans and military families themselves. They have publicly called for a boycott of the event after concluding that this humanitarian initiative has been transformed into a personal stage for promoting the Sussexes' image, accompanied by growing criticism over questionable spending and a lack of transparency behind the scenes. At the same time, global public opinion has expressed overwhelming outrage at what many see as the couple's deeply calculated and opportunistic behavior, reflected through a series of inconsistent actions. People have recognized the contradiction of Harry and Meghan repeatedly citing serious security threats to pressure the British government into providing taxpayer-funded armed protection whenever they return to the United Kingdom to visit the ailing King Charles, while at the same time comfortably vacationing in other countries without any comparable security arrangements. Public anger reached a boiling point following reports that the couple had planned to bring an entire Netflix film crew to the grave of the late Princess Diana at Althorpe in order to produce new content. This act of commercial exploitation was firmly rejected by Diana's brother Earl Spencer, who refused the request outright and permanently barred them from doing so. One scandal after another has prompted an increasingly pressing question among the public. Does the British royal family still have any reason or even any desire to reconcile with this couple, surrounded by relentless rumors, speculation, and mounting public pressure? Prince William chose not to remain silent. He issued an unequivocal official statement declaring that he would never again associate or have any involvement with Harry and Meghan, firmly closing every remaining door to reconciliation in order to protect the dignity and peace of the royal family at all costs. Faced with Prince William's cold and absolute estrangement and increasingly isolated in the United States, what scheme will Meghan devise next in a desperate attempt to salvage the influence and public standing that are rapidly crumbling? The powerful wave of public rejection, combined with Prince William's uncompromising declaration of estrangement, dealt a devastating blow to the Sussexes' reputation. Trapped in an increasingly desperate position as their influence in the United States continued to collapse, Meghan refused to sit back and accept defeat. Determined to salvage her fading status and rapidly weakening media power, she devised a ruthless plan to tarnish the reputation of the Prince of Wales. Meghan orchestrated an entirely fabricated narrative and immediately released it through major media outlets, redirecting public attention and criticism toward her husband's brother. Through media channels closely aligned with her, Meghan personally made a series of explosive statements directly attacking William's mental state. Her defamatory remarks spread across newspapers and social media at extraordinary speed. Prince William is currently suffering from severe mental exhaustion and has lost control of his behavior due to the overwhelming pressure of worrying about the king's illness. This instability has led to profound psychological disturbances, making him increasingly extreme and authoritarian in every decision he makes. His mental instability and distorted judgment are the only reasons why William has repeatedly made irrational decisions intended to obstruct pressure and cut off every opportunity for my husband and me to contribute and live our lives. The moment this malicious smear campaign was released triggered a media earthquake that seriously damaged the public image of the heir to the throne. Faced with these completely baseless public accusations, Prince William was furious, refusing to allow his personal reputation and the dignity of the royal family to be trampled by fabricated allegations. William immediately responded through official palace channels with an exceptionally firm statement. He personally issued a stern message demanding that Meghan immediately retract every false claim she had circulated and deliver a formal public apology before the international media to correct the damage she had caused. However, confronted with Prince William's outrage and his entirely justified demands, Meghan showed not the slightest sign of remorse or willingness to back down. Instead of issuing a correction or offering a public apology, she boldly escalated the conflict by sending William a demanding email filled with complaints and ultimatums. Within this carefully calculated and openly defiant email, Meghan flatly rejected the palace's demands while portraying herself as the victim in order to make a series of unreasonable demands. She wrote explicitly that Prince William was expected to accept every request and condition that she and Harry had put forward over the years without being allowed to refuse any of them. Meghan insisted that William had a responsibility to guarantee every economic interest and every aspect of the Sussexes' public reputation. Most importantly, she demanded that he guarantee her children's position and their lawful place in the line of succession to the throne in the future. In the closing section of the email, Meghan did not hesitate to issue a direct threat to William, declaring that if he continued to ignore her and refused to accept these conditions, she would not stop there, and that far more disturbing and devastating events would certainly follow for both him and the royal family. After Prince William flatly ignored her threatening email, what new scheme will Meghan unleash within a private group to turn her warning into reality? Faced with Prince William's unwavering stance and his complete disregard for her threatening email, Meghan decided not to stop there. Instead, she immediately unveiled her next move, exactly as she had warned. Realizing that mainstream media outlets were beginning to grow cautious under mounting pressure from the palace, she chose a quieter approach, one with the potential to inflict even greater damage. Meghan secretly distributed an elaborately fabricated medical document within a private social media group populated by her most devoted and fiercely loyal supporters. She claimed that it was a highly confidential medical file she had discovered and preserved during her time living within the British royal family. Within this forged dossier, Prince William was purportedly diagnosed with paranoia, a genuine psychiatric condition recognized in medicine that causes sufferers to live in a constant state of suspicion, overwhelming fear, and the persistent belief that hostile forces around them are plotting to harm or attack them. To make the story appear more convincing and stir sympathy among her loyal followers, Meghan personally posted a carefully crafted statement inside the private group. I have remained silent about this horrifying secret for far too long, but now I have no choice but to let you know the truth about the man who holds the future of the royal family in his hands. This is a medical document from my time inside the palace proving that William has suffered from paranoia for many years. This mental illness developed quietly, leaving him trapped in an irrational fear that everyone around him was conspiring against him. Even more frightening, his paranoia became far more severe, evolving into an extreme anxiety disorder in 2024, immediately after he received the devastating news that both Princess Kate and King Charles had been diagnosed with cancer. The unbearable burden of his loved one's illnesses completely shattered William's ability to think rationally. Meghan continued using carefully orchestrated messages within the private group to place all blame on her husband's brother, while portraying herself and Harry as innocent victims of a mentally unstable man. Her statement explicitly described William's supposed hatred. Because of this condition, ever since Harry and I were first married, William has harbored deep resentment and jealousy toward us, constantly trying to bully us, suppress us, and force Harry and me out of the family. Even today, that hatred has never diminished. Due to his severe paranoid disorder, William continues to view the two of us as his sworn enemies and the greatest threat to his future throne. Yet every one of those supposed dangers and conspiracies exists only as hallucinations created by William's own unstable and paranoid mind. In reality, Harry and I are completely innocent. We have lived honestly and have never done anything to harm him or his family. By releasing this fabricated medical file, along with these unequivocal accusations, Meghan created a wave of confusion and outrage within the private group. She deliberately argued that every decision William had made to sever ties, every firm refusal to reopen the door to reconciliation, was not the action of a man protecting the royal family, but merely the product of a mind allegedly ravaged by extreme paranoia following his family's cancer diagnoses in 2024. Meghan carefully calculated this smear campaign to completely destroy the legitimacy and credibility of the Prince of Wales, while paving the way for a broader media offensive, fueled by her increasingly energized supporters who were eager to defend her at any cost. When these secret documents and malicious accusations are leaked beyond the private group by Meghan's own supporters, how will Prince William respond to expose this elaborate deception once and for all? The defamatory claims and fabricated psychiatric medical file that Meghan had circulated within the private group were quickly embraced by her most devoted supporters. This group of loyal fans immediately rushed to defend their idol, relentlessly sharing, reposting, and spreading the false allegations against Prince William across social media platforms at an astonishing speed. The malicious rumors portraying the heir to the throne as paranoid and mentally unstable ignited a fierce wave of controversy that soon reached the palace itself. The moment Prince William was informed of the situation, he was furious at what he viewed as such a disgraceful and malicious scheme. Refusing to allow his reputation and personal honor to be distorted by a campaign of dirty propaganda, William immediately stepped forward to publicly dismantle the false accusations. Appearing before the media in person, Prince William issued a firm statement affirming the truth. "I categorically state that every piece of information and every document currently circulating across social media is a malicious and completely baseless fabrication orchestrated by Meghan. No such medical file exists, nor have I ever suffered from any mental illness as these false claims suggest. This is a calculated smear campaign against both my personal reputation and the royal family, exploiting my family's medical hardships for media gain. The truth cannot be concealed by cowardly lies." Immediately after making that unequivocal statement, Prince William did not stop at simply denying the allegations. He immediately ordered a comprehensive and confidential investigation to determine the true origin of the so-called confidential medical file that Meghan had distributed. With technology specialists and medical investigators working intensively on the case, the truth was quickly brought into the light with unmistakable clarity. The investigation conclusively proved that the document diagnosing William with paranoia had been entirely fabricated using sophisticated digital techniques, including forged official seals, counterfeit physicians' signatures, and carefully manipulated typography, designed to make the document appear to be an authentic historical palace record. Without hesitation, Prince William decided to release the complete findings of the investigation, along with all the evidence exposing the forgery, directly to the international media, so that the entire world could examine the facts for itself. As he publicly presented the technical evidence, he declared, "Today we are releasing the complete technical investigation into the fabricated dossier that Meghan distributed. The legal evidence and technological analysis have conclusively demonstrated that this document is entirely a sophisticated forgery and has never existed in any royal medical archive." Exposing this manufactured document is the clearest possible proof of Meghan's deception and the limitless extent of her dishonesty. William's decision to bring the investigation into the public spotlight delivered a devastating blow, completely exposing Meghan's true intentions and her blatant lies before a global audience. From controlling the media narrative, Meghan suddenly found herself at the center of an overwhelming storm of public contempt and outrage. The undeniable evidence was so compelling that even many who had previously questioned William's position turned their backs on her. Across every major social media platform, public opinion shifted dramatically as Meghan became the target of relentless criticism, fierce condemnation, and widespread ridicule. Countless people denounced her as manipulative and cruel, condemning her for allegedly fabricating an entire medical record and exploiting her relatives' cancer diagnoses in a calculated attempt to smear her brother-in-law and rescue her collapsing reputation in the United States. Now that her deception has been exposed before the entire world, and public outrage continues to intensify, what final judgment will Prince William deliver to punish Meghan and her family? The truth behind the fabricated medical file being brought into the light turned Meghan's media campaign into a complete disaster. The wave of outrage and condemnation from the international online community continued to intensify, drowning whatever remained of the Sussexes' reputation in the United States. Refusing to allow such deceitful conduct to continue damaging the institution, Prince William decided to impose what would become the most decisive and legally significant measure to date. Rather than remaining silent or handling the matter privately, as in previous family disputes, the Prince of Wales stepped forward on behalf of the palace and delivered a stern, uncompromising statement regarding the future of his younger brother's family. Standing before the world's leading news organizations, Prince William personally issued an official statement reaffirming the palace's unwavering position. In light of the serious systematic misconduct and the direct attacks on the honor of the royal family and its members over an extended period, I hereby officially announce that an expanded royal family meeting will be convened in the near future. This will be a special assembly attended by senior members of the royal family and our leading legal advisors to conduct a comprehensive review of the actions of Meghan and Harry. The purpose of this meeting is to deliver an official, definitive, and timely verdict regarding Meghan's family. The British royal family will not tolerate any act of exploitation, forgery, or malicious attack carried out under any pretext. William's uncompromising declaration was not merely a powerful warning, it was the decisive shot that brought an end to every remaining effort by the Sussexes to maintain commercial ties and leverage their connection to the royal family. By publicly moving the matter to an expanded royal family meeting for a formal legal judgment, William effectively extinguished every remaining hope of restoring the Sussexes' influence both in Britain and on the international stage. The consequences of this declaration, combined with the series of scandals surrounding the fabricated medical records that had already been exposed, officially pushed the Sussexes into complete isolation on every front. Within the family, the wall that William had built had now become a firm institutional judgment, severing every connection, every avenue of return, and every opportunity for Harry and Meghan to exploit the royal name for their own benefit. In the public sphere, the relentless strategy of commercializing their private lives, a strategy the couple had pursued for the past 6 years, had now completely collapsed and failed. The American public, including the very progressive audiences who had once been among their most enthusiastic supporters, had finally exhausted every remaining ounce of trust. They came to realize that the couple's actions were no longer a fight for freedom, but rather a series of selfish calculations and calculated deceptions. The Sussexes found themselves pushed into complete isolation, stripped of the last remnants of public sympathy and trust, bringing one of the most controversial chapters in their story to a close amid rejection from both the royal family and the global public. How do you feel about the dark and ruthless aspects of Meghan's alleged scheme and Prince William's uncompromising response throughout this story? In your opinion, what meaning or lesson does this dramatic confrontation offer about the line between media ambition and the true value of family bonds? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the next video showing on your screen. You'll enjoy it.